Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome to day 14, I think, of 2020 Make Some Money. It's funny because as I do some of my normal kind of marketing day job, I get ideas for these videos that I didn't really expect to have. So I was preparing this presentation for this client, and she was like, "Hey, could you just talk about basically about kind of search engine stuff, business listing stuff, marketing stuff, kind of like a generally useful thing." And so, what I was thinking is that if you've been working through this little program for the last couple of weeks, you see that, building your own audience is kind of exhausting. Like, you've seen all the work you've had to do to start doing this process. You've had to, set up your own pages, and you've had to create content, and you've had to reach out to people, and you've had to research places you can post stuff like groups or, other like online directories and things. And you're probably thinking, it's like a lot of work at first to get some initial traffic to your site. And you might think, well, how do other people do this? Do other people do all this work? And the answer is yes, but they also do typically other things. And probably what you figured out is you've been building an audience. And if someone else already has an audience and you can work with them, that's a good way to get in front of more people more quickly. Now, I'm classifying these as three different kinds of ways of working with other people. Um, and, a little bonus one. Actually, I'll throw in the bonus one right now. So, you know how you wrote that piece of content that you were going to either post as an ebook on your own website that people could download, or you were going to post it to somewhere else? Well, a lot of blogs have what are called guest post opportunities. So, this woman, I mean, I like the woman who runs this company, and she was looking for guest posts, and I was like, sure. I don't normally do a lot of guest posts, but when I was starting, I did a lot of them. Um, and basically, as you see here, I get author credit, and I get a link in her, I get a link onto like my listing on her website. But typically, it would be going directly to my website if this wasn't a directory, but you get the idea. So, if you kind of like that method and there's a blog that you would on your space and they accept guest posts, you can reach out to the author, or you can fill out, some of them even have forms, like, hey, if you do guest posts, just fill out this form. So that's a little kind of, so this way, like, I get my name in front of the people who are going to this website, and they see me and know what I'm doing. So anyway, just want to throw that in as a little bonus thing. Now let's get back to our topics at hand. How do you involve other people with your brand? Well, as you say, as you've seen, building your own audience is exhausting and it takes time. That's the other thing I tell people. I've been in business 11 years, you guys. I've been doing this for 11 years, and like very full time. This isn't something I just like do for a couple hours a day. This is like, something I spend a lot of time on. And it's taken me to this point to get the audience that I have, and the links coming into my website that I have, and the relationships that I've built. So, I know you were all approaching this as a marathon and not a sprint, but you want some easy wins. And so, what I'm trying to do throughout this course is sort of balancing us thinking about the long term, but also by saying, you know what, like, this is good enough. Let's start with this. Let's try this, because that's the space I think we're all in right now. All right. So let's talk a little bit about influencers. You've heard about influencers. You've probably seen them for big brands promoting stuff, but they also work with small brands as well. Now, the thing with influencers, and I have a friend in my old co-working, actually she's not a member anymore, but and part of her job was finding and working with influencers for her clients. And she said there's some of the most boring people in real life that you've ever met, which I think is really funny. It's like they take all their interesting stuff and they like make a post of it. And then at the end of the day, they're just like not really super interesting. Um, but the thing with influencers is, okay, so let's say that I wanted to approach, um, let's see, what chef would do my potato pandemic cookbook? You know what? Let's say that I approach Jamie Oliver with my potato pandemic cookbook. Okay, by the way, it's obviously, that's not going to happen. I say, hey, Jamie, like I'm promoting this potato pandemic cookbook. Let's talk about working together on an influencer campaign with you. And so Jamie Oliver would say, okay, Nicole, this is what I can offer you. I can offer you 5 posts to my Instagram for X amount of dollars. And I will tag your brand in it, and I will, you know, here are the photos I'm thinking of using or something like that. Now, here's the thing with influencers is that it's their message on their platform to their audience, and you will have a limited amount of control over what is said. So if you are have a very specific brand, you'll have to be really clear with them upfront about what you need, and you might just kind of have less of a selection of people to work with. Now you might ask yourself, okay, Nicole, well, how do I find influencers? Well, if you look up how to find influencers, what you will see on Google is that there are lots of paid services because it's really hard. It's kind of hard to wade through all the people that are posting content to see the good people. I think a lot of them, it looks like they have free trials. So I guess if you wanted to dip your toe in that water, you could. Another way to do it is, and I think this is kind of more of a sustainable way if you're a small business, is you can see I thought this was kind of neat. I had something like this when, I don't know, about 10 years ago, I moved to a new town and I was starting to do business there. And I joined like the Rotary Club that had like 60 members or something. And then I would join the Chamber of Commerce and they had a bunch of members. And trying to keep track of who everybody was like, whoa. And I had this little Google Chrome extension. I forgot what it was at the time, but when I would type someone's name, like I was writing them an email, it would pull in and it seems like this is what this does too. So that's why I'm telling you about it. It would pull in like their name, like where they worked, what they looked like, and it just was really helpful in helping me learn names pretty quickly. Now, you might have people in your circles who, are doing certain things. So as you're, interacting with them, you might see that your friend has like a blog that you didn't know about or something like that, or has an interest in something. And even though they're not a quote unquote influencer, you could approach them with the idea that, hey, I'm trying to grow my business. I see that you're interested in similar things. I'd like to figure out a way to, you know, uh, get in front of your audience. Obviously you would write the content, you would be doing it, but like what would compensation look like, you know? And if someone's, never done it before, first of all, they might be really flattered and they might not be interested, and that's okay. But it's maybe worth having that conversation with, especially if you have a local brand, looking at local influencers. Like I live in a rural town and I could name you like the people I think would be, good for spokespeople sort of for different kinds of things. The thing with an influencer campaign is there's a clear start and end. There's a certain amount of posts that they're going to do for you, or there's certain what we call in the business deliverables that you're going to get for what you're going to pay them. And like I said, you can give them a little bit of parameters, but typically you have to understand that, like, how, Jamie Oliver talks about the potato pandemic cookbook is going to be different than how Gordon Ramsay talks about it. But I want them both to mention the potato pandemic cookbook, and I want them both to tag me on Instagram or something like that. But I understand that there's going to be a little bit of wiggle room with the message, and like I might be able to get a couple talking points in, but I can't tell them exactly how to write their post because it's not going to feel authentic to their audience if you, as the big brand, write the post. Now, I will say, and I love to share this article with people, because, oh, come on. Um, this headline says, someone has a lot of followers doesn't mean they can sell anything. Um, and just because someone has a few followers doesn't mean they're not a good influencer partner for your brand. So looks aren't always what they seem. I mean, they can monetize it, or that those people are willing to buy stuff. Um, as we say, dive exposure. Okay. Now let's say that you kind of like the idea of other people sort of talking and linking to you, but you don't necessarily want to pay them for a set amount of posts. This is where affiliates come in, and this is how I launched Gift MDI. So an affiliate is basically somebody you have a relationship with, and they get, a custom coupon code, or they get a custom link that they share with their audience. And I'm sure in social media you see this. Oh, I tried HelloFresh and I really like it. Here's a link to get $20 off. Okay. Well, what that person sometimes doesn't tell you is that they get $20 if you buy it, or, so that they get some money for referring you. So affiliate relationship is mutually beneficial. First of all, you get your product shared, by people, and they get a special little. So their people get a special little discount, and if they make a sale, they get monetary compensation. Now, how most like larger brands do this is they'll use like, I feel like Commission Junction, which I guess is CJ.com now. Um, I'm not quite sure exactly how this works. I'm sure they take their cut, but like, like I said, so with Gift MDI, for example, when I started, I was like, okay, bloggers or, local influencers, I will make you your own coupon code, and your own link that will automatically load the coupon code. And you can say, hey, customers, you'll get $10 off your first order on giftmdi.com, and then if someone makes a purchase off that link, you get 10% of that purchase. Now, if you do the math on Gift MDI, I actually don't really make a lot of money per sale. If someone would actually make a purchase off an affiliate link, technically I'm losing money. But the way I figured it is I got my link spread a lot faster throughout the internet. So I got posted to blogs and, websites and comments places on social media. So, like I got to get traffic to my website a lot quicker, and I could have paid Google traffic or whatever. If someone makes a sale, do I mind if, $100 sale, I discount it by $10 for the customer, and then I send the affiliate $10. Okay, so I paid $20 for that sale, but how many times was that link used before I got that sale? So, you don't have to take a loss, obviously, with your affiliate marketing like I did, but was just the nature of the product I was selling. But point being is like affiliates are almost like paid commission only salespeople, because you're only paying them when they make sale. And you're getting the kind of inbound traffic to your website and awareness of your website too. So I honestly, if I was going to spend my time on something, I'd rather spend it on an affiliate campaign than working with influencers. And then the final thing, if you're like, I don't want to spend any money at all. Oops, sorry. I was still working on this presentation. What? Where did that go? I don't know if I deleted that. The other way to approach it is a partnership with another business. There it is. My God. So let's say you're like, Nicole, I don't want to pay any money to anybody. So what you do is you find a complementary business and you offer something together. And again, like you don't want to like go into a full-on business partnership forever and ever, but maybe you're gonna do this thing, So like maybe I don't know. So I'm selling my potato pandemic cookbook, and maybe I'm gonna partner with the farmer down the road, right? And we're gonna run a local campaign. So the farmer and I are gonna say, hey, we will deliver potatoes and the potato pandemic cookbook to you uh, for X amount of money. And then the potato farmer gets more money for selling potatoes, and I get more money from selling a potato pandemic cookbook. And the farmer posts about it on their, email list and social media and website, and I post it on my email list and social media and website, and maybe we do a press release with the local, so you get the idea, like, you sort of approach this thing together in a sort of mutually beneficial financial way. So I just wanted to get you thinking about that, because as you see, how much work you have done so far to get your first, 25 Facebook fans or your first 10 email subscribers. And it gets easier. I'm telling you that it gets easier than that. Okay. Like it's not going to be like that all the time. I think I spent the similar amount of energy to get from 0 to 100 visits to my blog a day. And then I probably spent the same amount getting from like 100 to 1,000. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever. That's not comparable. Or 100 to 250 or something. It gets progressively easier. But you do put in a lot of work at the beginning for like what seems like not a lot of return. But it's just because it takes a while to, it's kind of like compound interest. At first, not super sexy, but then, you look at your retirement account, when you're hitting your 40s and you're like, all right, starting to go. So consider working with other people. One of these ideas might resonate with you watching this. None of them might, and that's okay. If you just want to be a lone wolf, that's cool. It's just going to take you longer. That's what there's some saying. It's like, if you want to go it alone, if you want to go far, go together. I don't know. There's some adage like that. And there is a way to do that on the internet with these kind of concepts. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys, I guess, tomorrow. It's Friday, but like this continues. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. And let me know what you this stuff. I've been getting some emails, by the way, just little housekeeping stuff from people about certain topics they want covered. So I'm working on kind of fitting those in organically. But if you have, you know, it's hard to believe we're kind of winding down. We're in the last week of this. So if you have like something I haven't talked about yet or a question, please leave it below a video. Please leave it somewhere publicly because other people probably have it too. And if I answer it, it would be nice if other people could see that answer a little bit more easily. But if you have like a certain topic or something you want me to get into, you can message me about that. And a couple people have. So I am, like I said, trying to fit it in without it feeling like random. I know it probably feels random as you're attending a course, but I assure you have actually put thought into the order I'm putting these things in and how I present them. So thanks so much for watching. Like I said, if you have a question, please post it publicly. If you have a topic you definitely want me to cover sometime in the next 6 days, please send me a message about it and I will work it in or try to. All right. Have a good day, guys. See you tomorrow.